Hi everybody, our next poem is called a verb poem. And this is a really fun way to use verbs, which are action words, to write a short, quick little poem. So let's go over how you do this one. Let's read the directions. It says, a verb poem is a quick and fun poem that describes action. Verb poems do not rhyme. To write a verb poem, think of an action and then write 6 verbs that go with that action. It's okay if some or even all of your verbs are synonyms. And what does synonyms mean? Those are words that are different words but actually mean the same thing, like small and little. Those are synonyms. So we want to find verbs, action words, that sort of mean the same thing. So now let's go ahead and look at some examples. So it's a 3-line poem. Here's the pattern. Line 1 has 3 verbs. Line 2 has 3 more verbs. And line 3 is a sentence about the activity the verbs describe. So here's a couple, and then I wrote a couple too I want to share with you. So we'll do the ones on the page first. Splash, dive, dunk, float, glide, slosh. I am like a fish. Okay, here's the next one. Doze, snooze, sleep, nap, rest, slumber. When is bedtime? Obviously, this one was about swimming or being in the water, and this one was about being tired. So now what they're suggesting you do is to start by making a list of all the things that you like to do. And then you can write a couple of these verb poems yourself. You don't have to do all 4, just do 2. But start making a list of the actions you like to do right here, kind of as a brainstorm activity. And then follow the pattern. Again, the pattern is 3 verbs in the first line, 3 verbs in the second line, and then one sentence. Again, a sentence starts with a capital letter, it's a complete thought, and it ends with an end mark to finish up your poem. I also want you to note too, look, the beginning of every line in this poem is a capital letter. That's just something that we're going to do in this poem. Although this is not a sentence, splash, dive, dunk, float, glide, slosh, those are not sentences, but still, since it's a poem, that's usually how we do it. We write the beginning of each phrase with a capital, even if it's not a complete sentence. Okay, so I wrote a couple verb poems myself, and I want to share those with you. Something my husband and I have really been having fun doing is riding our bikes through the forest preserve. We have some really nice trails around here. I bet maybe you do too, but here's my poem called Bike. Pedal, spin, twirl, roll, steer, fly. I like to ride my bike on wooded trails. Okay, and then another thing that we really like to do is kayak, and I have a kayak, and my husband and my daughter and I sometimes go out. So here's my kayak poem. Kayak. Float, paddle, steer. Push, pull, glide. I am on a sparkling river in my kayak. So now this is your turn to write a couple of these poems. And again, make a list of things you like to do, all the action words, those verbs that you like to do, and then you can begin working on coming up with 3 verbs that are synonyms, meaning sort of the same thing, 3 more verbs, and then one sentence about what this poem is about. Now up here it says you might want to use a thesaurus for your verbs. What's a thesaurus? A thesaurus is kind of like a dictionary, but instead of giving you the definition, what it does is it gives you words, different words that mean the same thing as the word you're looking for. Now every program on your computer like Word or even Google Docs, they have a thesaurus function where you can type in a word, you can highlight it, and then it will give you other words that mean the same thing but they're different. And that would be really a good way if you're getting stuck on finding these 3 verbs. Ask your mom and dad to help you find the thesaurus function on either your Word document or a Google Doc. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you have fun writing your 2 verb poems. One more thing also, always make sure mom and dad check for spelling, and then when you rewrite it very neatly on another piece of paper, or if you're going to use the form I provided, that's fine, but make sure there's not scratch outs or you don't have misspellings or erasing. We really want it to be something that we can save to put in our pandemic poetry book. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you have a good time writing verb poems, and I'll come on again with another poem video later this week. Thanks, everybody. See you later.